Hi, so I wanted to create a video so that I can quickly do mini lessons each day. For this week, I saw a lot of misconceptions on what is a positive and what is a negative feedback mechanism. So the very first thing that I want to point out is a positive feedback mechanism is doesn't mean that it's like positive, like it's good for you, and negative doesn't mean that it's bad for you. And so we need to erase that. But before we even go any further, let's revisit the term homeostasis. So homeostasis just means like the internal balance in your body. Like you feel 98.6 degrees at almost all times. Your heart rate is usually about like 60 beats per minute. Your blood pressure is 120 over 80. These are like normal things that everyone's body tries to stay at all time. Same with blood sugar. You don't want too high, you don't want too low. So, homeostasis just means internal balance, so whatever it happens to be. And so, when we talk about feedback loops, we're talking about the body's either ability to get itself back into homeostasis or the body's ability to throw itself out of homeostasis for whatever reason. And so we're going to talk about that in a second. So let's use temperature as our baseline. So everyone knows you have to have a 98.6 degree temperature. If you put the thermometer in and you're not sick, that's what it's going to show up. So if you're out running, and when you run, you start heating up because you're expending a lot of energy to do that running. So your temperature actually does rise. Now, what does your body do to get that temperature down? Like, what do you think? Most of you probably thought sweating, right? So you start sweating a lot. And when you sweat, the actual sweat is there to cool you down. Like when sweat evaporates off your body temperature drops. So that is a form of negative feedback. So that's when something is out of line, and that's your temperature, and your body's trying to bring it back down into line, so into homeostasis. That's called a negative feedback loop. So when one thing is going up, the other one's going down. So it's something that's fighting against a change in your body's internal balance. Now, a positive feedback system, that's going to be different. So we're going to talk about temperature again. So when you get an infection, like if you have this coronavirus or something like that, your temperature goes up. And the reason why your temperature goes up is your body's trying to fight off this infection. And the infection is like invading your body, and your body kicks up the heat and it tries to burn it out basically, because bacteria and viruses don't perform well when it's very hot in your body. So, but this is not necessarily a good thing. You can actually die of having too big of a fever. So fever is a positive feedback loop. So something comes in and your body amplifies something that it already has, which is internal heat. So it like jacks up the heat. And so that is away from homeostasis. So you're moving some type of body system out of homeostasis. That's a positive system. So positive systems actually can be extremely destructive and kill you. So another positive feedback loop is birth. So the more contractions you have, the more pain, the more hormones that flood a woman's body, stuff like that. It just goes more and more and more. And then so that's a positive feedback loop. And so it's actually a lot more complicated than that, but we don't have to learn that. So I just want you guys to have like examples. So those are the difference between a positive and negative. So it has nothing to do about being good or bad. It has nothing to do about just going up or down. It has everything to do with negative feedback loops, push everything back towards homeostasis and balance. Positive feedback loops kick everything out of balance. And so that is our end of our first video. I'm going to be doing one for the lab that you guys have due at the end of the week. So look for the next video coming up.